Belief comes before capability. And if you study a lot of the greats in business and arts and music and film and everything, it's all about belief. It always starts with belief. And the capability comes later. So if we truly have a passion about something, if we truly think that the world should be different in some way and we go all in on it, it's going to happen. In baseball, if you hit a home run, you get 4 runs. That's the maximum in baseball. But in business, there are possibilities of 1,000 runs or 10,000 runs. So whenever we're embarking on business ventures, if things don't work, it's irrelevant. Almost no downside. And if things do work, then it's 1,000 runs. We do not need capital to start a business. In fact, 99+% of businesses that get started in the US and around the world get started for less than $10,000. And the largest businesses on the planet, the Walmarts of the world, were started with nothing. If you're looking to start a business, don't waste time raising money, because we don't need money to start a business. And if you don't put in capital, you don't have a downside. If you study the Walmarts, and there's many founders, IKEA and so on, you'll just see that all of them, basically the common thread is they just took no risk, they never put in any capital, and they scaled it. There's 168 hours in a week, and your employer only needs 40 hours. And you can walk and chew gum at the same time. So the single easiest way to eliminate risk when you start a business is don't quit your job, but take the effort down so you're just above firing level. Once you want to change the world and pursue your deepest desires, at that point, you're not focused on being employee of the month or employee of the year. You're focused on just someone's paying the rent and someone's paying the groceries. And if you study the whole week with the 168 hours, there's at least another 40 or 50 hours to put into your venture. And when you put that time into your venture, the cost is zero. And when that venture starts to get some traction, you switch over. That's what I did. And if the venture fails, it's not a problem. We go back to square one. We come up with some new idea that we're really passionate about, and we go for it. And in my case, it was the third venture. I never quit my job. On the third one, it worked, and I quit, and I moved on, and it was just fine, no problem. Sam Walton said that there has never been a human that came before him, and there's never going to be a human that comes after him who's visited more non-Walmart stores than he has. He spent an inordinate amount of time in his whole life going through competitors' stores. Anytime he was visiting any Walmarts anywhere, he would go into whatever other retail establishments there were, and he would study the hell out of them. And Walmart is a company that was built with no original ideas. Everything about Walmart was copied from someone else. Sam Walton did not come up with anything new. And one time he went into a store with some of his managers, and when they came out of the store, one of his managers told him, "Sam, that was such a poorly run operation. Just the whole store was a mess. It was just so terrible." And then Sam says to him, "Yes, but did you see the candle display? The candle display was amazing." So he could learn from the worst operators, and he extracted whatever he could. Everything that worked at Microsoft was stolen from somewhere else. So Word from WordPerfect, and Excel from Lotus, and Windows from the Mac, and even MS-DOS it wasn't stolen, it was bought. And Microsoft spends a lot of money on research, and nothing's come out of that. Everything has come out of cloning. And even now, with all the AI and everything else that they're doing, it's not coming from inside. It's coming from outside. And so cloning is a very powerful model. There are many smart people around who already figured things out. And the world can accommodate multiples of the same thing. So just because there's a Starbucks doesn't mean that no one can do another coffee shop. If you really want something, and you go at it with maximum energy and drive and passion, the world will reconfigure itself around you much more quickly and easily than you would think. They wrote 2,700 years ago, "As is your desire, so is your will." As is your will, so is your deed. As is your deed, so is your destiny. Your deepest desire is your destiny. So if you really want something, it doesn't matter what you know, and it doesn't matter what your expertise is going to happen.